well, good morning, Garvin family.
Morning.
Morning. All right, so this morning we're having matzah with, and all that. There's some leftover, some omelet. Isaac made us omelets this morning. And we decided to go out to the beach early because it was so beautiful. I don't know if you can see up there, but it is just a stunning day. And opted out of breakfast. And it's almost lunchtime now. So this is our first meal. So what are we going to eat of Yeshua today? Let's see, we've done fierce intentionality, fully human, extravagant generosity, disruptive honesty, scandalous freedom, cunning, his humility. What did we say? Humility? His authentic humility. His perfect playfulness and his extreme beauty. We've done his willing obedience. We looked at his masterful authority. We've looked at the fruitful branch last night. You deals effectively with difficult situations and people, as in deals with stress effectively. That's a good topic.
Like me.
A good topic like you, or a topic that you
Deals with stress effectively.
Oh, you deal with stress effectively.
All the time.
Okay.
I was sarcastic. Just didn't catch that.
I was sarcastic. Okay, before we continue, tell me what today is, girls. What is this day? Can you turn your slide on up here?
First Sunday, first fruits, and it's the High Shabbat.
That's right. So it's the High Shabbat of Unleavened Bread. Final High Shabbat of Unleavened Bread.
Yeah.
It's first fruits. Okay, so tell me two things. Tell me, what did the Israelites do on this day? The last High Shabbat of Unleavened Bread. What happened? Where were they?
They were crossing the Red Sea.
Yep, they were getting freedom from their enemies. So he destroyed the Egyptian army this day on Shabbat. How cool is that? So the first Shabbat out, they were set free because they left Egypt at Passover. They started hiking on the first High Shabbat of Unleavened Bread.
Right.
And 7 days later, they found themselves at the sea, and Yehovah parts the sea, saves them, destroys the enemies. How cool is that? Freedom. Shabbat's all about freedom. Okay, so Hadassah, what else is first fruits about? Like, how did Yeshua fulfill first fruits?
We do the wave offering.
Yeah, we do, but what did...
Grain offering.
And what offering did Yeshua give on this day?
People?
Mm-hmm. Which people? 144.
144,000.
A lot of people. First fruits offering was 144,000
Okay.
that were the first fruits from the dead that resurrected with Yeshua, or that were resurrected with Yeshua.
Last night.
He resurrected yesterday evening.
Mm-hmm.
That he took with him to heaven for a wave offering today.
Right. Yay. Mm-hmm. You understand?
Yeah.
Okay, so then we do a little wave offering to participate in the feast. But right now we're going to finish, since this is still unleavened bread, we're going to finish chatting about a characteristic of Yeshua. And this is actually an ability of Yeshua. He could deal effectively with stress and difficult situations and difficult people. Mm-hmm. This is a good topic. Matzah and butter and honey, and shall we talk for a second?
Here. Oh, have two. One for each hand.
Okay. So he wasn't too busy to party and relax.
Good.
So this is how he deals with stress and difficult situations and difficult people. So it's interesting that the king of the universe, he's on his way to do this huge mission, this epic mission. He's not too busy to relax and party.
Mm-hmm.
He kept focus on and saw the larger story. So he kept his focus on the larger story. These are all things that would help him and help us. If we eat of him and do what he did, it would help us deal with it. He recognized others would have it worse than he. How did he do that?
Somebody's always got it worse. It's a reference to Luke 23, 27 to 31. Apparently it refers to others that will go through worse things than he himself. And he saw what would happen to them in the future.
I couldn't see. Okay.
Alright.
Yeah.
He got away often. So, like, he went away early to pray. There's a reference in Mark 1:35 to that. But then this points out that he also went away often.
So when he had a stressful situation, he would leave and he'd go find comfort in solitude, like he did with Lazarus. You know, when he found out Lazarus was dead, then that's a stressful thing to find out your friend has died. So then he left. He actually went away so he could grieve. Even knowing he was going to raise him from the dead, I mean, there must have been more of an epic grief there than just that one.
There's, Mark 1:35 says, in the morning, rising up a great deal before day, he left Capernaum and departed to a solitary place to pray.
So to deal with stress, a good thing to do would be the first thing that you do is to establish your day with Papa. Instead of allowing everything else to establish your day.
Right.
Everything else is temporary, but Papa's not. And Papa's got it under control. So what else do we have here?
Well, it says he didn't rush.
He didn't rush, he walked. Didn't he, Hadassah?
Huh?
Did Yeshua run everywhere from village to village? Did he take
Did he take the fastest horse
the fastest horse or the...
he could find? Fastest boat?
He didn't even take a carriage. Even if the carriage went slow, he walked. Which is super interesting that he chose to walk.
Yeah.
I think walking is super good for stress. You know? And with walking, you could have a true conversation with somebody. You could just keep going and keep chatting. Or if you're alone walking, you could talk to Papa. I do that all the time. Talk out loud. I love walks because then I can talk out loud to him and feel like he's walking beside me. But he didn't rush. Man.
And down below it,
What does it say?
he was intentional about 3 things that helped him. Number 1, he got alone with Papa. Number 2, he got away to relax. Number 3, he got together with friends.
Hey, that's cool. So those 3 again, he got away with Papa.
Relax. Yeah.
He got away to relax, and he got together with friends. Ooh.
And I drew a line down here. It says, the secret is to his stress relief.
Oh, that's cool. Okay.
Looks like the last thing we have is right here. It says, he reminds himself basically that Papa's in control, that he did deliver the ancients, and that the kingdom is Yahweh's, and that he rules the nations.
I think that's huge. We have to remember how Papa says all the time, remember what I did, remember who you are, remember who I am, remember. We forget. And so I think forgetfulness causes stress. We forget who we are in relationship to him. We forget who he is and what he has accomplished. We forget the family that we're invited. We forget everything. Every day we wake up. You wake up every morning in a state of I forgot. You go to bed knowing who you are, who everything, and then you wake up completely in a state of I forgot. This is huge, I think, because people deal with so much stress. and anxiety and overwhelmness and fear and everything. We need to look at how Yeshua dealt with this. He deals effectively with not only stress, like the stressful situation he found himself in every day, thousands of people after him, hugely stressful right there. And then not only that, he's trying to accomplish this mission with Hasatan at his back constantly, you know, on some level. He was just constantly there with the Pharisees and everything, you know, so he had this constant stress. How did he deal with it? Well, I love this. He was, like Hadassah talked about, he was intentional about 3 things that helped him be stress-free. He got alone with Papa, he got away to relax, and he got together with friends. So even those friends left him. Like that pop-up time was the foundation. So if he didn't get to relax or he didn't get the friends to hang out with friends, he had that foundation of Papa, and Papa's not going away.
Right.
Papa's not a flaky friend. Papa's not a good glass of wine once in a while. You know, Papa's not an hour relaxation or you know, a vacay. Papa is steady. He is there, and he is good, and he is true, and he is love. So starting our days like that will help with stress. But what's the difficult situations and people? I mean, I know we talked about this before.
That's probably what most of the stress we're talking about came from.
The difficult situations and difficult
From
people. Yeah. How do you girls deal with stress?
I don't.
You don't deal with stress. You just let it happen and take you out. Yeah. Well, you're just too young. You don't. I don't think Hadassah has stress.
Not too much.
So you're done talking about it? Like, that's it? Done? I think this is a cool topic. I'd like to. So I just feel this is a really important
So the
conversation.
question on the table is, how does Isaac deal with stress?
Well, it's huge because your stress affects us. It affects your body, your health, you know. And so if we're going to eat of Yeshua and we can see how he deals with something that we struggle with, I think the solution is to model him and do exactly what he did.
Well, I can attest to the fact that it's important to figure it out. It's important to be intentional about dealing with it.
Right.
I think that's very clear. I don't think I'm in a position to be anyone's guru on how to do it, because I haven't exactly figured it out yet. So I'm working on it. I figured out some things that do work. Music.
Yeah.
I got a certain a small collection of songs that I can put on repeat and just let them play over and over, kind of in the background. Especially at night when I'm trying to go to sleep and the anxiety, like I close my eyes and the anxiety starts rushing in. I know I can play the songs, and you know, it's like to be playing his harp for Saul. To quiet the
nerves.
Yeah, just start walking.
Animals are a big stress
Yes.
relief. I know. If I could, I would get you like 10 dogs, and they would all pounce on you in the morning because they make him happy.
I know.
Okay, but you were saying just a second ago.
If you could sleep with a lion that was purring right next to you, that would be a nice way to go to
You mean
sleep.
I don't purr enough for
snore,
you?
You don't snore loud enough. You don't snore at all. Maybe if you did.
I should purr. Wouldn't it be nice if you could just tickle your wife's ears and have her purr like a kitty? In your dreams. Okay, but you were saying something right before I had a coughing jag. You're starting to say what you...
Well, I was talking about how important it was.
Right.
And so and what I've discovered so far is music. The right music.
Right.
Not the kind of songs that have words and stuff that get stuck in your head, but
No.
And animals. For sure. I was saying that sometimes when all else fails, I have to just start walking
Oh, that's what you're saying.
and just exhaust myself.
Yeah.
Just go and go.
Until you like fall down, pretty much.
Yeah. 12, 14 miles. One day I went 18 miles. And just...
So, I mean, Yeshua walked.
Oh, yeah.
Yeshua walked,
So,
and I'm
you know,
sure he
maybe
loved animals, and I'm...
Just accepting that and being intentional about it and just making walking part of your program.
Yeah. Well, I think
instead
exercise.
of waiting until the stress was through the roof.
I think
that's what I go
exercise
for.
is huge, though.
I know.
Exercise is huge. Stress relief or stress, you know, because...
Yeah.
And I think Yeshua was walking all the time, so he was constantly exercising on one hand. And they did things a lot different than we do now. We didn't have the conveniences, so he was working at physically.
Right.
Ballet's huge for that.
What did you say?
Ballet's huge.
So I'm sure
Ballet.
it is.
Well,
So
you
that's
come back.
Very good exercise.
You can leave for dance, kind of like a mess,
Mm-hmm.
and you can come back clarified,
Yeah.
clear-headed.
It's good to dance, and it's good to exercise too.
I don't know, hanging out with Hadass is kind of a stress relief most of the time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true. There's certain people
Certain people are
that
stress
you can
relief.
get around that just like...
Oh yeah, just calm you down. I wonder if any of his disciples are like that.
I would bet there was at least one.
Yeah, that really just had a calming presence about them. Maybe he was it too. I mean, but maybe there was another one in that group.
It kind of needs to be a quiet person.
Yeah.
Somebody that you can be with and know that it's fine if nobody's talking. You can just...
Maggie's shaking her head. She loves that. She likes to hang
Just the
out
kind of
with
person
people
that's
that she doesn't have to say anything.
really easy
Yeah.
to be around. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There are those people.
What?
Those people are gems.
Yeah. Very cool. And you know, it's kind of funny because in your house, in the home, and in that dynamic, you may not be that person, but in another circle, you might be that person. So, like, you know.
So that's what I figured out so far.
Okay. Cool. All right. Well, yeah. I think he dealt with difficult people and difficult situations like head on, but he was grounded in the steadiness of his father because of how he did every morning. So it's like, you know, make your bed and go spend some time with Papa. Probably the two most important things to do in
Seems
the
like
morning.
he probably kept his perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Or his... Yeah, probably had a good perspective on everything. Kept everything... like the bigger picture
Yeah.
in front of his mind.
Right. Like all the time. I like that. He was intentional about those three things. Getting alone with Papa, which he did every morning, and then getting away to relax and getting together with friends, and then combined with all the other things we were talking about, probably there's a lot of other things that aren't recorded that he probably like was a part of his life to help him deal with the weight of the huge responsibility. I mean, we think our lives are so stressful. Yeah, great. He was going to save the world. He was the sacrifice of all. And he had, I mean, the one thing that I really realized last night when we were standing at the beach and I was out kind of praying by myself was what I kind of heard the Ruach in my heart saying, just a thought that came to my head was that when I was thanking him for what he had done and all his work and just super cool these feasts and how he fulfilled them. But like, do you realize that death can't kill a perfect person? I mean, I don't think I ever heard it in that phrase before. Death cannot kill a perfect person. The whole point of the thing was that he was the perfect lamb. He was a perfect Adam, and death couldn't hold him because he was
It couldn't
perfect.
hold him, but it
Well,
did.
death killed him the first time. I'm not talking the first death. I'm talking the second death.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking the second death.
Oh, gotcha.
I'm not talking the first death. I mean the second death, the eternal death, the death that Hasatan wants us to experience, cannot kill a perfect person,
Right.
and it's proved through the work of Yeshua. How cool is that? If death cannot kill a perfect person, as in the eternal death, then the point of this whole feast is so important because we have to be made perfect like Yeshua, which means the only way to do that is to eat of the perfect one, the unleavened one, and get him into us. Right? So that means to become just like him, to like model him and do what he did. Otherwise, we can't be perfect, which means then death can kill us. That final eternal death can have us.